Guys, I want to talk about Beyonce. Beyonce Knowles was her name. That's right. Alright, I was just in 7-Eleven getting my coffee and my organic tobacco. And that song comes on. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. You know. I could have another you in a minute. And in fact, here. That's, you know, the female pimpin' song. Female pimpin', right? Dogs, you know what the pimp game is. Dogs and cats have been running the pimp game in a way. There's a Bible verse about that. You know, there's a rap song verse about it. He says, dogs and cats have been running the game. I told somebody the other day, I said there's actually scripture about that, where there's a condition where if you're a bad person of a certain degree, see, different degrees of bad people get different things at different times from God. And good people, too. But if there's a lesson you gotta learn, you put yourselves in a category of, you know, then God will say, well, now this. So he said in this one situation, he said, then you'll be made to be under the control of dogs and cats. All right. So this is crazy, but the dogs and cats, you know, B system down, shutting down this, you know, NIH biolab system. You dogs and cats, you might have been playing this game with these people, these bad people, and running their businesses for them in the background. And the thing is, you guys got a little out of control yourselves, because now you guys all ended up selling out to China and the NIH, and then who goes into the biolabs first? After the mice and the rats and the monkeys, dogs and cats. Now we're coming out of that. I'm not saying it's your fault. It's a lot of people's fault. You know, you guys shouldn't have to be babysitting grown people that want to do crime and pimp and do all this horror, you know, but God obviously says, look, like the normal order of things is that a person is, you know, over top of tame animals and in an authority, like right under the angels. And then sometimes they could be even with the angels. There's verses about that too, when you're made like the angels, when you don't marry. The thing is, whatever, Beyonce, all right? So the irony of this song is that Beyonce is sitting there, oh, you must not know about me, you can get out of here, you gigolo, pimp, bastard, blah, 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 whatever. This is the thing, is that she is like a pimp too. She's with Jay-Z later, him and P. Diddy pimping and pedo pimping. I got a problem because you guys started abusing little children and running slavery. First of all, this whole thing, you can't stereotype, right? Because like that one rap guy said, every brother's not a brother. Remember, love your neighbor like thyself. But who is my neighbor? Your real neighbor. There's certain things your real neighbor won't do. So every brother's not a brother. So every brother's not your neighbor. And every woman's not your neighbor either. Beyonce looking like Jezebel and J-Lo too over there, and Oprah. But are you even as bad as those scientist ones? They're like my least favorite. But if they killed and raped and adrenochromed little tiny babies and children, then I'd say they're all just as bad as each other. Tell you the absolute truth. Anyway. The disturbing part is she's talking all this, and then she ends up with the biggest ex-crack dealing pimp, whatever. Then you got him, he's buddy with P. Diddy. You got J-Lo in the mix. You got Meek Mills. Meek Mills was a heroin dealer. Why does Josh Shapiro, the fake governor of Pennsylvania, still have him every once in a while on the TV getting an award? What's this, the pedophile, crack dealer, heroin dealers awards? Slavery, pedo pimping, drug, dirty, terrorist village, Philadelphia. You turn my fucking state into a shithole, and I would probably rather see a bullet in you people's heads and not even see it. I'd rather you just go away. Just go away. Just go away. P. Diddy's been made to go away. The rest of you better not get back into your slavery, Babylon, Jezebel, fake gods, Egyptology bullshit cult over there with your pedophilic hypocrisy taste in their little, what is this, neo-Babylon looks with the what they imagine, where it's somehow, like, look how P. Diddy dressed. It's a cross between Nazi, black boots, black jackets, heavy cop look, heavy Nazi look, mixed with like those movies, like that Girl on Fire movie, or all those stupid movies that they put out in the past. All futuristic. Oh, here's the poor people. Let's send them out to the forest to kill each other and make a game of it and spy on them as much as we can from the background and try to manipulate the situation. This is their sick idea of things that they would actually do. This is like Dark Forest human hunting shit. But that was going on Epstein Island. And Beyonce, you must know something about it. And you too, J-Lo. Speak up. Save yourselves if you want. Rat out all these pedo pimps. Anyway, unless you guys really are just the pedo pimps too. But I was listening to that song and I thought, don't you tell me anything, lady. You don't got real wisdom. Look what happened to you. She ended up with the other pimp, that she's like a pimping woman and he was a pimping man, and that didn't work out. But what were they really all doing in cahoots? That's right, birds. What were they really all doing in cahoots? With the network of the parties and the pay to play and the Epstein and the extortion and all this sick, weird, sexual, immoral, gross behavior. Some of this behavior I've heard about in this circle, Beyonce, that you are, at least in by proxy, and more than that, really. It's not something I'm tempted by because it's disgusting. I wouldn't want to sit around with the Oprah, P. Diddy, freak show, pig people that like to sit in the diapers and dirty diapers and sit in their poop in a beach chair indoors and sit there and waft in their own feces. There's something wrong with you people. But if that's all they did, I still wouldn't condemn them because that's just disgusting. But what they did to the children and running slavery's abolished! Slavery's been abolished. Beast system down! Slavery's abolished. God's ripping down the beast system and tearing it apart. So what you people did and all, I'm not going to sit here and talk shit and harp on you. I hope you convert. I hope you change. I hope you get better. And if not, then I just hope God destroys you and you all go away. You and everyone, you're all the same. It's all the same for anybody, for me. You either, if you were a bad person, you either live and learn, and you learn your lessons, and you get away from the fucking pedo pimp scumbags. Yeah, that's the game they play, all that snake drama. Oh, I'm a bad boy. Oh, kick me out of your house. Ooh, you're the big girl. Ooh, you're like my mom. Because half of them were fucking their mothers before they met you. That's the whole trick. That's the whole thing with Norman Bates syndrome. Hezbollah syndrome.